In 2020, the world stopped. Streets were empty. Faces were hidden behind masks. And the air felt heavy with uncertainty. It was a moment that changed everything for me and for all of us. But the COVID-19 was not the only crisis many of us faces. For some, it was a divorce. For others, it was the loss of loved one, unemployment, battling addiction, depression, and anxiety. This personal pandemic can be felt as overwhelming as a life-changing. What if this crisis, both global and personal, are not just a setback, but opportunity for us to pause, to reflect, and to rediscover what truly matters? What if the real virus was our disconnection from one another, and COVID-19 was the world wake-up call to reconnect? Why are we always in a rush without slowing down? Like admire the creation or the beauty around us, breathing the air or smelling the roses. It's our duty as a human being to take a moment to live, to love, to laugh, and to eat our daily meal with our loved one, and include this every day. For the first time in the history, the planet, the entire planet, paused, not for celebration, but for survival. Planes were grounded. Cities were silent. And nature began to heal. It was like the earth needed a good rest from humanity. In other words, it's as the earth was saying, enough is enough. While the world was dealing with COVID-19, I was facing my own pandemic. The job loss, the breakdown of my job loss, that helped me to discover my purpose, my true purpose in life. It felt like my world was collapsing, just the world outside. But sometime, while the world was facing one crisis, our personal one quietly erupt beneath the surface. I was drowning in the job I hated. My mental health was crumbling. Like a salt in the wound, the pandemic took my paycheck as well. What I didn't realize, this wasn't my perfect opportunity. Or I will say my perfect storm. It was actually my perfect opportunity. You see, the pandemic didn't create this truth. You don't need a global crisis to hit a rock bottom. Maybe yours came as a pink slip on a stable economy. or a divorce paper on Tuesday afternoon, or a silent scream of depression when everything looked fine. But the question is not what do you do when you fall, but how you move on the free fall. What about you? What personal pandemic have you felt like your personal? It wasn't like just a pandemic, but it was a personal for you. I was sitting in my empty apartment with no job, no plan. Three questions haunted me. The first question, who I am without my armor. This is not about my salary, my job, title, just me. And I realized I wasn't losing myself. I was discovering myself. Second question, why am I here? The answer came in 15-minute conversation with a stranger named Mary Beth, who didn't know my failure, but connected me to a publisher. Funny how purpose often whispers, right? When we have stopped shouting over it. Question number 3, where do broken people go? Here is the secret, nowhere. You were built right where you fell. Not as the person you were yesterday, but as the person you are becoming. The pandemic didn't create this wisdom, it exposed it. For centuries, humans had discovered that the phoenix needs the fire. The seed needs the darkness. And you will find your purpose not because of crisis, but because of it. So I will ask you now, what are the crises are you ignoring? The job that is killing you slowly. The relationship you have outgrown. The dream that you have buried under someday. Don't wait for the world to pause. You hit the pause button. So ask yourself, why I am under this business, like who I am under this business. Why this does hurt so much. But most importantly, what if this is not your end? But the first page you will actually gonna write and you will tell. Because rock bottom has a secret. It's not a grave. It's a foundation. And you are not broken. I'm talking to you. You are becoming. Now rise from your ashes to glory. Thank you.